Nicer. Wednesdays at the Square this evening started already. Weather ideal. Temperatures are in the mid 70s, so we were a little bit warmer today, but still just below our average high. We're currently at 75 degrees. We were able to briefly get up to 76, but again, average for this time of year, 77. Basically, afternoons, this is about where we're supposed to be, but our morning lows have been running on the cool side. 40s were on the North Shore, and we will see 40s and low to mid 50s tomorrow morning again. In the 70s outside at the moment. Nobody hit 80 degrees, but may see more of those during the day tomorrow. Dew points are still low and winds light out of the north. We're going to have a rather light or almost calm wind tonight, and then during the day tomorrow, maybe starting overnight, but certainly during the day tomorrow, our winds are going to start turning more southwesterly. That's why that, coupled with a little weak or building upper ridge, will help those temperatures get up to 80 degrees briefly. So a little warmer, a little more humid on Thursday, but a far cry from being muggy. Dew points today 40s, more like 50s during the day tomorrow. That is still dry for us. Weak cold front moves in early Friday morning, really just reinforcing the good feel air to continue on through the weekend with a lot of sunshine. And then next week, at least Monday and Tuesday, we are talking about us getting back into the 80s. Couple of other upper features to point out. One is the upper ridging that has been dominant across the desert southwest. Two is a developing upper trough that is starting to move in from the northern plains. We will briefly get into this weak upper ridge tomorrow. Not a lot, but it may send our temperatures again more lower 80s. Then we're going to be watching for this next dive in the jet stream, this upper trough, which will help bring in some cool temperatures and lower humidity, at least keeping us very nice. Again, we'll have that brief increase in the temperatures and humidity tomorrow. This upper pattern, though, at least the core of the cold, stays well to our north, so not expecting a dramatic drop in temperature, just kind of par for the course of the last several days. Then with a strong upper ridge out to our west, it does start building in to us as we head into early next week, though it's not going to be nearly as strong as it is out over the desert southwest. Then notice as we get toward the middle of next week, another upper trough by next Wednesday, so that will likely send another cold front through. Matter of fact, looking at the long 7 to 10 day outlook, we probably will see several cold fronts and not much in the way of rainfall, so it looks like our gorgeous weather will continue for a while longer. Again, bit of a drop with our temperatures and humidity going into the start of the weekend, then a little bit of a warming trend. That next front I'd mentioned on Wednesday, not going to do much for us, but at least kind of the status quo of beautiful weather. And humidity wise, we never really see us surging into a muggy air mass. A little bit more humid tomorrow, a little bit more so by Monday and Tuesday behind that next front, but overall the next 7 to 10 days looking gorgeous. High pressure at the surface down to our south is why we will start to see more of a southwesterly wind. It's not exactly surging in Gulf moisture, so the humidity will only be up a little bit, and not much moisture to help trigger any rainfall, and may not even see much cloud cover, maybe a few passing clouds early Friday morning, and then as we're waking up during the day Friday, that front is already through and gorgeous weather continues. Now we could see some additional rain up across parts of the Ohio Valley. Thankfully, not a lot more. Most computer guidance is indicating minimal amounts of rainfall in the coming days. So I don't think we're going to add to the totals over the Ohio River, but that river crest is coming south. And in fact, the latest forecast is calling for about 16.5 feet at the Mississippi River Carrollton gauge, cresting on April 25th. So gradually, if you're out of French Quarter Fest, you're walking along the river, you may notice the river levels are increasing. That will continue up until the 25th, and that does take into account additional rains upriver, which at least in the near future is not going to be anything like we saw last week with the significant flooding across the Ohio Valley. 80 degrees our high tomorrow, and then we cool down a little bit as we head into the weekend. Beautiful weather. Brief warm up back into the 80s before another front next Wednesday. The NFL